Welcome back to Worthington Model Railway. When I just recently did the video on these cattle wagons, I noticed that these did not run well, and we'll look at that piece of video in a second. So I am going to re-wheel them. Let's talk about re-wheeling wagons. So as you will see, those first two wagons, which are the old Triang ones, are all over the place. They are not running smoothly at all. All the major manufacturers produce wheels in different formats. And for the most part, certainly Hornby and Bachmann are the major producers of wheels, and they come in different formats. So these Hornby ones, I think we can see here, they're these wheels they're flat wheels. They also do the ones with the holes in, and these are spoked wheels. I believe these are Hornby. In fact, I'm 99.9% certain those are Hornby. Bachmann do a similar thing. Bachmann also they do the bogies too. These are Commonwealth bogies, and these I've had a long time, as you can probably tell by the price on there. It says $250. I bought these to re-wheel some coaches, but they didn't fit, and I never did get around to getting the right bogies for the coaches. So that's an important thing to note when you're doing this, that you get the right bogies for whatever it is that you want. And again, Hornby and Bachmann sell bogies, and other third parties out there that do that too. So I'll put those on one side, and we'll look at these wheels. Open up this one here, because I need some wheels out of this, and we'll get a set of wheels out of this one too. Now the only thing is, you'll notice that the size is different, and I think these are basically built for coaches. So when you're buying these, you want to look, and I don't know if we can see that, you want to look at the size that you're going to get, right? Because depending upon the axle and the size depends upon what you need. Now looking at, as I say, I want to re-wheel these. I think these wheels are going to be too big for this application. These I think will be good. It's actually interesting now, you look at the wheels, I can see that the ones on this wagon are spoked wheels, and the ones on this wagon are not. But either way, let's take these wheels out and look at putting different wheels in them. So I'm going to start with the spoked one, and I'm going to put in new spoked wheels, and hopefully that'll make it run a lot better than how it's running right now. And it's not really surprising looking at these wheels, because they are pretty rusty, and it could actually be that all I need to do is just clean up the ends and they'll maybe run better in the bearings, but they are plastic wheels, and these are metal wheels, which generally do tend to run better. The other thing as well is that the modern wheels have a smaller flange on them, and so because they have a smaller flange, they will run on more modern track much more easily than on the older track. So I'm not doing very well with getting this in. Basically all you need to do is just, as you say, I just pull the old wheel out, and then you just sort of stretch this plastic until we can drop the new wheel in. That one is not yet in because you can see it's not straight. There we go. And now we get it in, and you'll see how, hopefully see how easily that wheel moves as opposed to this one. So hopefully by putting these new wheels in, we'll get rid of that rough running that we can see in the video. And I will show you the old video, and then we'll do a video running with the new wheels, and I'm sure you'll see the difference. So I'm going to take this wheel out too, and we'll just drop this one in. And it's not that difficult job to do. There we go. That one's in, that one's in. So those are done. I'm looking at this. These wheels are going to be, well, I don't know if they're too big or not. Let's try one and see what happens. Because these wheels are harder to get out because this is a much older loco, and there's less give in the plastic, and I don't want to break it, but I might need to just get something to just pull out this plastic a little more so I can get these wheels out. So let me go find a tool to do that, and we'll be back. So what I discovered looking at these is that these have axles in them that come almost through. If we look at these, they're closed on the end of the axle there. Hang on. If we look at these, if I can get it to focus, she obviously does not want to do right now. If we look at these, those axles are closed on the end. And I said, these axles are open. So what I did was I just basically took a screwdriver and I pushed the axle through to the point where I now have a piece of axle sitting on the other side. And I'm hoping if I can get a pair of pliers on this, I can pull this axle out a little to the point where I can maneuver the wheel out, because now the axle is not going all the way through, and still don't seem to have it far enough through. See if we can push it down a little further. Okay. If we can pull this a little more. There we go. Now we can get one side out, and hopefully maneuver this. There we go. Maneuver this axle out. These are sort of a two-part wheel. That's one out. So let me go do the other one and come back when we're done and see what we can do next. Okay, so having done that, now I can hopefully drop these in. Now we'll see if this is going to work, because this is such an older model. It might not, and yeah, no. I have a problem here because there's way too much give here. These wheels are not going to drop in there. So we'll just try cleaning these up and putting them back in, and seeing if after I clean them up they will run a little better than they did. Maybe they might need a little bit of lubrication on them. But this rewheeling is not going to work, because this model, it's just too old. But this one I think this one will work really well. So let's see what we can do. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of the spoked wheels, the same ones that I'd put on this wagon, and those fitted pretty well. They didn't run quite as well because of the fact that the ends of those, if we can zoom in here, because the ends are open. So what I did was I took a little lube and I put just a drop of lube in each of the axle bearings there, and it's running fine. I'm going to ask, what did I use for lube? This is the lube that I use, so just a tiny drop. I mean, with all this stuff, you never want to over-oil these things. Take the same video again that I took the other day, and hopefully those two front cattle wagons will run smoothly and not jump around like before. Let's send them backwards. Make sure they're going to do the same thing going backwards. So let's just look at the before once again. As you can see, they're very wobbly. They're not really running very well at all. Even though there's a slight amount of wobble now, it's nothing like it was in this video. Nice quick, easy fix to the running on those older wagons here. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can subscribe with the button to the top right, and on the top left you'll see another video.